Okay, on this next one we're going to be using a little bit of green stuff and we're going to be using a lot of bit parts. I'm going to show you two separate miniatures that we've basically chopped apart so that I can make a piece to fit into this miniature to give them a different look. So we're going to get right to it. We're going to show you the two pieces that we chopped up, what parts that we used, how we've used some of the other pieces, and here we go. Now for this part, what I had to do was I needed 3 legs so that I could actually build a piece that would hang down in front of him. Now what I did was the miniature that had already been taken parts off, I'd use the skeleton on his weapon, the chest piece. I'd use the skull on his leg, well, on our Lord's leg. I decided to take his leg, but realistically I really couldn't use this other leg, so grabbed another skeleton figure, chopped off both of his legs as well, and what I've come to get is I glued the 3 pieces together, and basically he's using it as a trophy piece, maybe as a scare tactic. Now the one problem that I'm going to have with this is attaching it to this belt area. And the main problem with that is because this piece right up here where it's going to attach isn't quite even enough, even though I filed it down a little bit and modified it a little bit and tried to glue it in such a way that this will be the best fit so far. I'm going to put a little piece of green stuff across this, maybe even touch up down here where it has jagged edges, and those jagged edges, by touching them, they wear real easy. You can already see that even with 3 layers of paint on this, I already have a little bit of metal showing through. So I'm going to touch that up a little bit, and we're going to attach it right to here after the green stuff has a chance to cure. So we have our piece. We're going to mix up our green stuff as usual.
Give it a couple seconds. Alright.
Now that I have the pieces for the other arm already completed to where I want them, I'm going to jump right into just putting these together. Now like I said, I've already gotten these to the area that I want. Now what some people worry about is because I do a lot of work on the sprue, I still have the primer right in this area where they're going to attach. Now if that's ever a problem or ever an issue, you can always just do something as simple as taking a small pick and working away at the area a little bit, kind of scoring it a little bit, making it so that there's a rough spot so that the glue can actually sit in. Or the other thing that you can always do is take a file and just try to hit that midsection area a little bit. Kind of the same idea. And as you can see by the file, it definitely does take some off. Now realistically, I don't do this a whole heck of a lot. I actually like to have that little bit of extra in there, because when these pieces are together, even if there's a small gap somewhere, it just looks like I've done a real good job painting in that area. So that's one of the actual advantages to doing it this way. So there's a plus and minus to this. Like I said, it's really easy. You can score it if you want. It doesn't take off all the paint. You can actually scrape it down if you wanted to. And you have a relatively fast time that it'll take a hold. and we'll let that dry overnight before we actually attach it to the figure, and it'll also give us time that we can work on our other piece and attach it to the midsection before having to worry about putting this in. So there we go. Our miniature's now about 75% done. It's a lot of the small details that we're going to be doing just to finish them up.